Hi, this is Andy with Mountain Computers. Today is May 21st, 2019, and I want to talk to you today about backups. The last couple weeks we've been doing nothing but laptop repairs, taking over some new accounts, some big ones. And the one thing that we've noticed is that in everybody we've repaired and everybody we've taken care of, nobody answers this question correctly. When was the last time you backed up your data? Never. What does that mean? Those kind of answers to me are like, that's pretty important. So my second question is, oh, so you don't have backups? Okay. So if tomorrow you came into work and all of your stuff was gone, how would you feel? And the answer is pretty ugly. They usually say, that would really mess my day up. I'd probably go out of business. So all I can tell you is, come on folks, it's the 21st century, it's 2019. Backups used to be over a decade ago, yeah, probably complicated to implement successfully in a large corporation without spending a lot of money. But today, hard drives are so cheap. Backup online storage solutions are cheap. However, you have to really worry about, cloud security, hackers, and all that stuff. But just consider all of your stuff hacked anyhow. If you just consider all of your stuff hacked, or the old question is, it's not that you haven't been hacked, you just don't know yet. So, this is Andy from Mountain Computers, and all I want to do with this video is tell you, you need to have backups. Anything. I mean, I have people telling me they're doing a backup, and then they ask me questions like 3 or 4 different ways to go, and I said, anything is better than nothing. Okay, so just try something. So today, I'm going to share with you some of my backup strategies. There's only a few. This is a little jump drive, a little PNY Pony 32 gig thumb drive. It's a jump drive. Plug it into your computer, copy your files onto it. Don't put it in your pocket and wash your clothes through the washer, because these usually don't survive. And just put it someplace safe. Set it next to your desk, set it in a drawer. Have a couple of these. If you have a QuickBooks file, a QBW file, or some Word documents, or a manuscript, not pictures or music, because usually you have more pictures and music than one of these can hold, but simple stuff, important stuff. Contracts, PDF files, or whatever. However, that's a simple solution. This is like $9. Okay, you can get that at Office Depot, you can get it at Newegg, you can get a whole pack of them, a 10-pack or whatever, pretty cheap. However, there's other solutions. This here, see this right here? This is a Apricorn USB 3 to serial ATA connector. You can get these for about $35. You can order them from Amazon or wherever, and online, Newegg, or whatever. And basically, this is a laptop hard drive. I'm not statically grounded, but this hard drive is dead. You just plug this into a laptop drive into this connector, and plug it into your computer and back up your stuff to it. You can put this into an enclosure. Rosewood enclosures cost like $10 to $20. You put that into an enclosure. I got one that sort of looks like this. This is an example of one right here. See this right here? This is actually connected to one of my servers that's running. This is on a USB 3 extension. This here is a little Rosewood external enclosure. This type of hard drive is inside this, and then you just open and close it, and then connect it to your computer and use it as a backup. It's pretty simple. So you've got the USB thumb drive, you've got this type of backup, it's better than nothing. You have these type of external backup drives. This one's a Seagate. It's got an AC DC power transformer. We have a video talking about all sorts of those. Basic 12 volt connector. So if you lose this, we got tons of those. This one here is not too big. This is a 1 terabyte drive, I believe. You can take the enclosure apart and put a different drive in bigger, plug it back in, use it. If the drive dies, it's the enclosure that just keeps it safe and protected. These are like $50. The bigger ones cost $70, $80, 2 terabytes, 3 terabytes, 5 terabytes, whatever. Now here's the last one. This is one I use for doing drive cloning and backups of servers and stuff. This is by Tripplite. This is a USB 3 to serial ATA quick dock. So I can plug in, this here is the power. This here is the USB 3 cable. This looks like a standard printer USB 3, but it's not. It's or USB. It's actually a USB 3 connector that goes in the back like this. Plugs in. This goes into your computer workstation, but it has to be on a blue connector, otherwise it's slower. USB 2 is black, USB 3 is blue, and then there's a USB Type-C, which is really fast. But this kind of dock works pretty cool. You just have the drive like this. Goes right into this dock right here, just like that. When you turn it on, you'll get a blue light, and then you get an A or B drive light. I just plug these in, put 2 drives, clone from drive to drive. I don't use the clone feature on this. I just use like some sort of partition clone tool. At home, there's free ones you can use. For work, you use a commercial edition. Pretty good. But when it comes to backups, those are local backups. So what I do is, let me tell you how I do backups. I have what's called rolling backups. So I'll have a backup to one drive, and then I'll have the same backup to another drive, and then another backup of that to another drive. So as you can see, it cascades and ripples. So I typically have, I'm 2 layers deep. So I'll have a 1 terabyte to a 2 terabyte, a 2 terabyte to a 4 terabyte. And I'll have multiple 2 terabytes and multiple 4 terabytes, and then 2 or 3 of these. Real simple. Now we're not talking about a lot of money. We're talking about a couple $100. And in my business, the more the merrier, the safer you are. And last but not least, this is just my data locally, okay? So if any one of these should collide, crash, die, burn out, I've got something to fall back to. My software, my manuscripts for books, pictures, music. I've deleted all my music. I don't need music anymore. AM radio works. That sort of cracks people up. And what's the other thing that's important? Oh, on the backups. Now we're talking about off-site backups. Now there's corporate solutions that are very expensive, to where you have, most of my clients, I got about 200 clients that have about 1 terabyte that we put in the cloud. Now we use various commercial solutions, not expensive ones. I mean, you can do unlimited commercial business backups for about $160 to $200 a year. And that's just simple. It's just a nice, easy, slow backup. Might take, for a terabyte, it takes about a month to get the first 1 terabyte backed up, depending on your high-speed connection. Downloading data is fast, but uploading 10 meg, 20 meg up, it'll take a while. So don't worry about it. Just get it started. When it gets all caught up, be happy. Have notifications turned on for your cloud backups that go to somebody at your company that says, backup successful, backup's working, or your backup is behind. You know, take action, do something about that. But so the companies that we use, Carbonite, I've been using Carbonite for a decade. Some people use Mozy Pro. There's a couple other ones, real expensive ones, like $500 to $1,000 a month. I think those are ridiculous. Now, if you're a big corporation and you've got 10, 20 terabytes, it's important to do that. There'll be a whole, you know, rack array backup that's backing up your multiple servers, domain controllers, and stuff like that. The one backup feature that I've added to some of my backups is what's called a courier service. Courier. How do you say that? A courier service, where you have 1 terabyte of backup in the cloud. Something happens. You can call the provider and say, can you overnight me that 1 terabyte onto a drive so I can get it tomorrow? They will do that affordably, like $50. So that's a really good overnight solution if you need all of your data back from a cloud backup. So what else about backups? I haven't been talking or doing videos for 2 to 3 weeks, so I'm a little rough. So give me a second. So backups. Local backups, server, domain controller, file server, database backups, maintenance backups, logs, notifications, backup scripts, cloned images of servers to external drives. Those are important. Oh, and the software. So I just showed you a drive. This drive right here is connected to a server. This is not my server. This is a client server. This is their software, Windows Server 2012. So this drive is a clone of this server, and then this server is backed up into the cloud. If this hardware crashes, I can take that hard drive and this CD, or a jump drive with the same thing, and restore it to another piece of hardware within 30 to 40 minutes or an hour, depending on how much data I got, and have them up and running again. So I used to have 9 to 11 servers here. I've only got one left that's in production. Everything else is in the cloud. And in the cloud, my backups in the cloud are snapshots. And those snapshots have machine images. And those machine images have multiple machine images that are backed up per quarter. Snapshots are daily. Sometimes my snapshots are every 4 hours if I have clients with a lot of transactions in a given day. So every 4 hours a snapshot is taken. I have had to restore back 8 hours, not 12 hours, but 8 hours, and also 4 hours on various snapshots due to an employee leaving and deleting all their stuff. It's stupid. Employees do stupid stuff when they get terminated. Unethical stuff. So backups are important. For viruses, so if you have a local backup, and I haven't told you the secret yet, there's a secret. So you have the obvious backups. So, oh yeah, so Carbonite, Mozy Pro, I won't say the other ones. You know, there's some Buffalo NAS, RAID arrays. I use second copy as well. Now this is a little secret that I'll just share with you. When you're inside an organization, pick a computer that's nonchalant, that's important, but it's in an office that doesn't get a lot of traffic. Make it your IT computer. Make it your computer that you are dedicated to yourself and one other key person. Have a hard drive plugged into that and have second copy running off of that, grabbing all the data off the server nonchalantly in the background, to where if a hacker or a virus hits your network, it's going to go for everything it knows, wiping out everything. Your auto backups will start to roll in this corruption. You will see various files getting affected. So it's important for you to know that you have multiple backup strategies, okay? The owners of those organizations will know that, in case you're not available. I've seen owners grab that nonchalant drive and grab it and plug it in and grab some files off of it that somebody else inadvertently deleted or lost or whatever, and then plug it back in. Now they tell me after the fact, and they said, yeah, that was really good of you, Andy. I'm glad you did that. And I knew about it because they just could take that drive, plug it in, go through the different folders of all the servers and machines, find what they were looking for that got deleted or lost or moved, and they were able to open it back up, get the files they needed, and then put it back on the server where it belonged. So, I don't know. Backup strategies. It's not just one, it's multiple strategies. So, at Microsoft, what was our backup strategies? Well, we had things dispersed amongst multiple drives. So, we never had all of our eggs in one basket. We had multiple drives, multiple copies of the same thing. We sometimes had images of certain things on 2 or 3 different machines. So if any one should crash, that was okay. We would just go to another computer that had the system image that we needed to do our work. But what else? I think that's about it. So thumb drives, Apricorn, USB connectors. Now remember, this only works for laptop drives because it's low powered. The Tripplite dock works great. The ones you buy from Costco and Office Depot for like 80 bucks for 2 to 4 terabytes or 5 terabytes. Always go 1, 2, 4, 8. I always talk about increments that are binary. Carbonite, I'll put it in the comments, a Carbonite link. I'm not really a big reseller of it. I just use it. And set up an email address that the owner has, or I have access to, or we have a shared mailbox for that, or just an office box for backup notifications that are working, that aren't working. I think that's about it. If you have questions about backups, give me a call. Oh, and as far as one other way to do backups, I use a utility called Robocopy. It's a NT utility that came around in the late 90s that's built in now to Windows 10 and servers. And you can just Robocopy your source to your destination, and you use a mirror switch, and you use a /wait0/retry0/ I always exclude my app data directory if I'm doing images, because you don't need everybody's app data. If you're doing the whole C drive or some sort of data drive, grab the whole thing. And I always do /copy:dat and /dcopy. That keeps the date time syncs coming across. I don't worry about the security permissions. You can do like a copy all, and that includes all the permissions if you really are into high security, to where when you restore it, all the permissions are back in place. But usually when you're in a disaster recovery situation, you're not worried about that. And I'm not enterprise level, and if it's enterprise level, you're going to have a really strong strategy there, to where you're just going to have a hot or warm failover to something else. So again, this is Andy from Mountain Computers. This is just basic backups. It's a Tuesday. I want to get this video up and posted, and in the comments add your questions and notes. I'll have a couple links to these places. But anyhow, Andy from Mountain Computers. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for tuning in and sharing our videos. It's been great. It hasn't gone bonkers, but it's been pretty good. But anyhow, thanks for now. Come back soon, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks, bye-bye.